Welcome back. Today we are going to see about need and importance of earthing. The main objective of earthing will help us to ensure that the protective devices are working very fine. Yesterday we have seen about some protective devices such as MCB, ELCB and MCCB. These devices will work only if your system is being earthed perfectly. So, we will see some practical demonstration how the earthing is useful. So, in this schematic, you can see this is the primary transformer which is being supplying you the required voltage. Here, only a single phase connection from the secondary of the transformer is being taken out. You can see this is the line voltage and this is the neutral point, and from the neutral point the transformer is being earthed. Next, you can see this is the device which you are operating. Let us consider this device is a motor. This is a water pump motor. Okay. Inside this water pump motor, you know that the water pump motors are made up of windings, and these windings are made up of copper conductors, and the insulation between the winding and the metal body is present. Okay. In case of a good motor, the working condition, the motor will run quietly and safely. When there is a fault, the motor gets damaged. Okay. In detail, you can see the two wires which are the line and the neutral, which are connected to the metal motor, is being present here. Okay. Here you can see this is the coil element. Okay, coil element of the motor. Here it is assumed to be a heating element. So let us consider as a water heater. Okay, instead of motor, you consider it as a water heater. Okay, in water heater, you can see there are three connections. One is from the line, and another is one from the neutral, and this is the metal body, and this metal body is connected to the earth. Here the earth represents the connection to the ground, that is the ground of our earth. Okay, here under safe operation, you can see the supply from the transformer will enter through the line, and it will move inside the heating element, and it will flow in the heating element. After flowing in the heating element, it will return back to the neutral point. So this is the connection and the current flow when the device is working in a good condition. Okay. Next, let us consider the heating element is having a insulation fault. That is, the fault occurs between the copper wire of the heating element and between the metal body. It represents the winding of the heating element is cut down, and it is being connected with the metal body, that is the outer case of the heater or a motor. Now what happens is, now the current starts to flow in the same direction from the line of the transformer inside the motor, and then it reaches the heating element. After this point, what happens is, the current divides into two portions. Okay, one portion will be entering into the metal body of the heater or the motor in our case, the next current which is divided will return back to the neutral. Now this current which is being present in the metal body of the heating element or the motor is a dangerous situation. If a person unknowingly have a contact, if unknowingly a person is having a contact with the metal body of the heating element, or in our case it is a motor, the current which is present here will enter into the human body and it will move into the ground. This causes a heavy electric shock to the person who touches the outer casing of the heater or the motor. So, to avoid this, you need to earth the electrical devices. Now, the earthing plays a very important role. Now, consider you have connected the earth wire of the heating element to the system earth. Okay, you have connected the element to the system earth, and here also you know that the transformer neutral point is being earth. Okay, in this scenario, what happens here is the current which is entering into the device after the earth, it gets divided into two positions. Now one current will return back to the neutral. The other current which will flow in the body of the heating element will be present. After the earth is being connected, the current takes diverted into the earth. So what happens here is, if the same person touches the earth, what happens? The current which is being already flowing into the earth will not enters into the human body, and thus the person will be in a safe position from electrical shock. So earthing is a very necessary one to avoid electrical shock for a human person when an electrical apparatus is being damaged unexpectedly. So yesterday we have seen some devices, protection devices such as MCB, ELCB and MCCB. Here MCB stands for miniature circuit breaker, ELCB stands for earth leakage circuit breaker, and MCCB stands for molded case circuit breaker. So these three protection devices will work only when your system is being earthed. If the system is not earthed, the protection devices will also not work. So you should earth all the required electrical apparatus, mainly the apparatus which are being in contact with the water, such as your grinder, your mixie, your water heater, your water pump motor, or any other devices which has a contact with the water should be earthed to avoid a major hazard. Now let us see the types of earthing. First type of earthing is plate earthing. This is the ground, and in the ground you are going to insert a metal plate. This is the metal plate. You can see this is the copper plate which is being inserted. After the copper plate, you will be having some charcoal layer, and this is the charcoal layer. After the charcoal layer, you will be filling with the common salt, say sodium chloride, and then you will be having a connecting wire or the earth wire from the copper plate to the outer portion, and this wire should be connected to the metal parts of the electrical apparatus. After that, to enhance the earthing, you need to make the resistance of the ground to a lower amount. To do this, you are going to pour some water into the soil so that the resistance of the ground decreases. So this is one kind of earthing, and it is known as plate earthing, because the material which is being inserted into the ground or buried into the ground will be in the shape of a metal plate. So it is known as plate earthing. There is another one type of earthing known as pipe earthing. Here in pipe earthing, instead of a metal plate is being inserted in the ground, you are going to insert a huge pipe or a metal rod. Mainly GI pipes are being inserted into the ground so that the pipe will not get corroded or it will not get damaged due to nature. Here the pipe is being inserted into the ground, and there is a funnel to give water to the pipe so that the conductivity of the earth increases. So today we have seen about the objective and need for earthing and the main two types, which is plate earthing and pipe earthing. Thank you.